No witajcie. Dzisiejszy filmik będzie poświęcony questowi czarodzieja Rogiera. Jego losy będą tutaj splątane z Fią oraz z Dee, jak i również w pewnym sensie z Ranni. Fia da nam osobne zadanie, o Dee dowiemy się nowych informacji. No jeśli chodzi o Ranni, to jeszcze opowiem tutaj w odpowiednim momencie, ale po prostu zmieni się początek jej questa. By nie przedłużać, zaczynajmy. Nasze pierwsze spotkanie z Rogierem będzie miało miejsce już w zamku Burzowego Całunu i to jeszcze przed walką z Godriciem. No, wyruszymy tutaj z miejsca łaski Baszta.
Ah, nice to meet you. The pleasure's mine. Roger is the name. A sorcerer, as you might have guessed. I'm looking for a little something here in the castle. When I'm not hot-footing it from the troops, that is. But enough about me. What are you doing here in Stormvale Castle? This place is bristling with tarnished hunters, you know. They sacrifice our kind for grafting. Not exactly a place I'd stroll into without a purpose in mind. I see. Here to challenge Godric and lay your hands upon a great rune, are you? You can see it then, I take it. The guidance of grace. Well, enjoy it while you can. I'm tarnished, like you. But unlike you, I've seen neither hide nor hair of this guidance for the longest time. Still, I won't forget how it felt when I first came here, to the lands between. I'm privy to a few magical battle arts. Would you care to learn one? As a fellow Tarnished, once guided by grace, I'd love to help you out, if it please.
Po pokonaniu Godrika, Rogier przeniesie się do okrągłego stołu. Znajdziemy go na balkonie u góry.
Ah, we meet again after all. I apologize for any offense given by my bearing, but I'm quite unable to move, you see. So, what do you need? Ah, you defeated Godric and claimed yourself a great rune. Looks like we both got what we wanted out of Stormvale, didn't we? Well done, friend. Something to mark the occasion. Go on, take it. As you might have guessed, I still can't move. My fighting days are behind me. No need to be polite. I've no use for it anymore. Ah, so you've met Dee. Dee is an old friend. We found ourselves journeying together for a time, bound by our exploration of death. But our paths have since diverged, never again to cross. Though that's hardly an uncommon fate for two friends. Dee was telling me that he discovered the mark of the centipede. The centipede is an ancient symbol of the curse mark. As long as whoever finds and uses it is not nefarious by nature, then we may be able to form an alliance. If only I could speak to them in person. And if they were like you, all the better.
No i tutaj właśnie pierwszą nagrodą jest rapier Rogiera, od razu ulepszony na +8 i dodatkowo ma on unikalne popioły wojny, czyli falangę błysk ostrza. Możemy teraz jeszcze porozmawiać z Dee, aby dowiedzieć się o Rogierze czegoś więcej.
Are you acquainted with a man named Roger? You know, the piteous fellow hiding away on the balcony. He was a formidable spellblade in times past. Don't let his easy air deceive you. He was wise beyond his years, stout of heart and clear of mind. No more, though. You see him now, ravaged by thorns, muttering and rambling, like he's half dead already. I can't stomach to watch. Take well the lesson, friend. That's how you end up When seduced by those who live in death, when grace is sullied, it rots people from the inside, breaks them.
Naszym następnym zadaniem jest znalezienie ukrytej lokacji w Zamku Burzowego Całunu. Wracamy więc do niego i ruszymy od miejsca łaski odosobniona komnata. No tutaj kluczowa jest interakcja z tą plamą krwi. No i przy okazji zdobyliśmy talizman Pryszcz Księcia Śmierci. Talizman ten zwiększa wigor, czyli zwiększa naszą odporność na efekty śmierci. By opuścić tą lokację możemy oczywiście użyć szybkiej podróży albo użyć tej drabiny, która jest za mną. No jest to zdecydowanie najdłuższa drabina, jaką znajdziemy w tej grze. A my tymczasem wracamy do Rogiera, opowiedzieć mu o tym, czego się tutaj dowiedzieliśmy.
Always good to see you safe. So, what do you need? The misshapen corpse on the Stormveil. That is a sacred relic of the Black Knives plot, as that famed night of assassination is known. It happened during the golden age of the Erd Tree, long before the shattering of the Elden Ring. Someone stole a fragment of the Rune of Death from Malekith, the Black Blade, and on a bitter night, murdered Godwyn the Golden. That was the first recorded death of a demigod in all history, and it became the catalyst. Soon, the Elden Ring was smashed, and thus sprang forth the war known as the Shattering. I once wished to become a scholar, you see. I've spent many an hour scouring the archives for knowledge of that fateful plot. The world has grown crooked, and if you intend to put it to rights, you'd better understand what happened to make it this way. And that thing is to blame for the shape I'm in now. I urge the utmost caution. Don't disturb the corpse more than necessary.
Teraz musimy iść trochę się poprzytulać z Fią, aż do momentu, kiedy pojawi się nowy dialog u niej.
I am pleased to see you again. Would you like me to hold you once more? The blessing is still aflame in your breast, dear. Would you like to be held? Regardless? Now, come closer. You are so very warm. My dear, have you ever heard of Black Knife Prince? Dear Roger likes to talk of them when abed, and the ancient plot in which the first of the demigods was slain. The black knives wielded by the assassins who committed the act, along with the impressions they made, somehow hide the truth of the conspiracy. These grand affairs are hardly my forte, but dear Roger began to weep as he spoke. In truth, I've heard tell from someone else about the Black Knife Prince that fascinate dear Roger so. But it wouldn't be right to give this to him, stuck as he is in the Round Table hold. Perhaps you could make use of it?
Mapa, którą dostajemy od Fii, prowadzi do katakumb Czarnego Noża we wschodniej Liurnii. Myślę, że jest na tyle wyraźna, że nawet łatwo się domyśleć, gdzie ta lokacja jest. No, musimy tutaj trochę w tych katakumbach zboczyć z głównej ścieżki, znaleźć ukrytego bossa, pokonać go i wtedy otrzymamy odpowiedni przedmiot, dzięki któremu będziemy mogli popchnąć quest do przodu. Otrzymamy też kolejny talizman, modry sztylet skrytobójcy. Dzięki niemu trafienia krytyczne będą przywracały nam manę. No i z tym śladem Czarnego Noża wracamy do Rogiera. Zabierze on nam go na chwilę. Potem musimy po prostu odpocząć w miejscu łaski, nawet tutaj w okrągłym stole, przesunąć trochę czas i ponownie wracamy do niego, aby kontynuować konwersację.
Always good to see you safe. So, what do you need? This is a black knife print. I can scarcely believe you managed to get your hands on this. You recall our conversation about the Night of the Black Knives, yes? They say the assassins who carried out the deed were scions of the Eternal City. A group entirely of women, arrayed in armor of silver under cloaks which fooled the eye. The knives they wielded, though, were imparted with the power of the Rune of Death through sinister rite. Please, I beg of you, lend me the knife print for a time. I'd love nothing more than to tease out its secrets. Though only a fragment, a very specific ritual had to be performed to impart the power of the Rune of Death. Traces of the one who performed the rite are sure to remain in the imprint. Half my body has been suffused with death. I'm certain it will help me see. Ah, hello. I was hoping to see you. My examination is complete. Here's the knife print back, with my thanks. Now I have a fairly good idea who performed the rite upon the blade. The person who orchestrated the Night of the Black Knives. Lunar Princess Rani. One of the children born to King Consort Radigan and his first wife, Renala. Demigod and sister to General Radahn and Praetor Rykard. Hers was the name I discovered in the imprint. Truly, you have my thanks. But if I might be so bold, I would like to ask something more of you. If Rani truly is the one who plotted that fateful night, then she should bear the curse mark of destined death somewhere upon her flesh. I would like you to procure it for me. And then all will be laid bare. I will have the answers I have sought for so long. I have some idea of Rani's potential whereabouts. There's a manor to the north of the Academy of Rhea Lucaria. It is the familial home of the Carian royals, from whom Rani descends. There's been talk of the old royals' vassals gathering there in recent years. Rani's whereabouts since the shattering are a well-kept secret. She hasn't been seen even once. But I suspect she might have returned to the manor in which she was born. I'm afraid there's something I must tell you. Do you know of those who live in death? The very notion of life in death defies the Golden Order. By Dee's account, these defiled fiends must be expunged. But truth be told, I seek the curse mark to save them. You may find this peculiar, but I discovered something in my examination of the Night of the Black Knives. These souls have committed no offense. They have every right to life, only they happen to touch upon a flaw in the Order. Yes, indeed. If Dee knew what drives me now, he would surely boil over with rage. Or perhaps he would even feel some pity. But no need to fret. None of that will come to pass. I can tell a good lie when I need to.
No, dowiedzieliśmy się teraz od Rogiera kilku ciekawych rzeczy. No i również dowiedzieliśmy się o miejscu pobytu Rani. Właśnie w ten sposób można dojść do tego, gdzie Rani się znajduje. No i teraz właśnie następuje ta zmiana, o której wspomniałem na początku. Czyli w momencie, kiedy pójdziemy do Rani, no to po prostu odprawi nas ona z kwitkiem. Jej konwersacja z nią się po prostu zmieni. Gdybyśmy nie poznali Rogiera, to wyglądałoby to po prostu inaczej i od razu przyjęłaby nas na służbę. A tak to nam po prostu każe, że tak powiem, spadać. Więc będziemy musieli wrócić jeszcze raz do Rogiera, porozmawiać z nim, wysłuchać jego planu i ponownie wrócić do Rani.
Oh, again we cross paths. I believe I said my name was Rena when last we met. It pleaseth me to see Torrent hale and hearty, but tarnished. What business hast thou here? I have no memory of inking thee an invitation. I see. Quite the sleuth, aren't we? Indeed, I am the witch Rani. I stole a fragment of the Rune of Death and used it to forge the god-slaying black knives through fearsome rite. I did it all. But sadly for thee, the curse mark thou seekest is not to be found here. I have slain the body I was born into and cast it away. And it is upon that flesh the curse mark is carved. And why should I reveal that to thee? I performed the act not to bury the past, nor in shame of the deed. But all the same, thy begging compels me not a jot. The curse mark thou seekest is not here.
That is all I will say. Now, be gone.
I see. When Rani shed her flesh, she shed the curse mark too. You know, not everyone would trust such a tale. But if she in her current form is nothing more than the living doll you profess, then perhaps it's true after all. Forgive the bluntness of the notion, but how would you like to become one of Rani's vassals? Only in order to get what we want, of course. The location of the body which bore the curse mark, which right now I haven't the faintest. And the best way to find out is for you to enter her service and take a poke around on the sly. I know you've got what it takes. Not only are you a superb fighter, but people want to trust you. I've seen it. Can you become Rani's vassal to advance our agenda? While in her service, you'll be able to take a poke around on the sly and determine the location of her original body that bears the curse mark. I realize that I'm asking you to put yourself in grave danger, but I know you've got what it takes. Quite possibly the only one, in fact.
Oh, is that so? Thou wouldst render me aid? Is that thy proposal? Affording thyself opportunity to grope about for the curse mark's location, no doubt. Very well. There's nothing wrong with a well-laid scheme. What's more, if my past and past wounds beckon to thee, I am curious enough to see what thy destiny portends. I'll allow it. Enter my service, and good hunting to thee.
Teraz, gdy wrócimy do Rogiera, no to będzie już w bardzo kiepskim stanie. No jak się domyślacie, z tym panem już do końca nie porozmawiamy. Teraz po prostu musi minąć odpowiednia ilość czasu. Ja osobiście po prostu ruszyłem wątek Rani dalej, spotkałem Selen i dowiedziałem się o festiwalu Radana. I dopiero wtedy wróciłem do Rogiera. No i po prostu Rogier był już wtedy martwy. No i ostateczną nagrodą z tego questu jest właśnie set Rogiera. Wzmacnia on umiejętności magii błyskamiennej, więc dla magików bardzo ciekawa opcja. Dodatkowo dostaniemy również dzwonek, żeby móc cały czas zakupić jego popioły wojny. No i na końcu dostaniemy również list, którym dowiemy się, że Dee ma brata. To jest właśnie ten moment, w którym możemy się po prostu tego dowiedzieć z gry. Dzięki, że oglądaliście. Mam nadzieję, że się podobało. Do następnego i cześć.